guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Farscape. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 8 of season 1 of Farscape. Did I just say 8? I meant 9. I totally forgot about episode 8. IET just came out on Patreon today, so that one's very fresh in my mind. I totally forgot about episode 8. So the recap that I'm giving you right now, and until I realized that I wasn't, that episode 8 wasn't next, it was episode 9. Enjoy. You're welcome. I don't know. Add rainbows or whatever that thing is that people do when there's a blooper. Enjoy the rest of the commentary. Bye. And before we go any further, looky, thank you for helping me reach 100K. I appreciate you. But also, you might notice something. In this general vicinity. Thank you, Nathanael, for sending me my sign. Nathanael is editing all of Farscape for us. Big round of applause for Nathanael, but also, it's really bright. So we can't have that on while we're filming. But I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way. By the way, this is at 10%. 100, 50, 25, 20, 10. So I'm gonna find a way, I promise. But thank you, Nathanael, for the light. I do appreciate it. Moving on. I really liked the last episode, and I know that because it was out of order, it didn't even feel out of order to me, actually. I mean, there were some things that there was definitely a regression relationship wise, but it didn't feel like it was like jarringly out of order. It just was like flashback to that one time that we were aboard the ship and we learned these things about some crew members that now make sense in other aspects, like the mud with Rigel, and, you know, kind of learning a little bit more about Moya. I didn't realize that she was a ship that was born. I say that because I don't know if it's like a whale in space and it's just like bloop, there's a Moya, which is really cool. But also her being a living thing, like, it makes a lot more sense why she probably doesn't have guns. Like, what human being is born with, you know, explosive projectiles on them? I don't mean like a living human being or just a living being, period, are not built with guns. We're just not born that way. We just don't have phasers. Although, if you take some compound V, your eyes can become lasers.
That was diabolical.
What a weird little combo that would be. Anyway, we're not going to pretend that even exists. But I really did enjoy it, and I have been enjoying the character progressions that we've been getting and learning more and more about our characters, especially Zan, who definitely is... She did something really dark and really bad, and there's a reason why she reformed herself the way that she did and has become this person that, like, doesn't want to be angry, that wants to find peace and be peaceful and take pain from Moya. And she's so motherly and empathetic and sympathetic and just really wants to be there for people. And it makes me really wonder what happened. Something dark, something bad. I'm kind of like, I can't wait to find out, but at the same time, I'm like, it's probably going to be painful. And I want to know her pain. I want to know what she's been through. I want to know what they've all been through. You know, we saw Erin, you know, learning to do science. She didn't know she could do that. PK Tech Girl, she learned how to do something technical and was kind of being bossed around by somebody who she thought was lower than her, that knew more than her, and was very important in that situation. You know, Rigel, we learned a lot about Rigel. If he eats a certain fruit on a certain planet, he becomes very explosive, and not in the kind of way, in the boom kind of way. Very interesting. Very interesting learning these things about characters, and especially the last one, even though it was the second episode, him saying sorry to Moya, like caring about hurting Moya. Like, that was just, I didn't really expect that out of the second episode. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Dargo even shaking another alien's hand. Like, that alien's just like, I forget what they were called. Ooh. I know his name was Fostro, but, Frostro's shaking an alien's hand. And his mom, like, seeing, like, Moya take off. Like, what an amazing moment. Like, I just thought it was, like, really cool. So we've seen some progression also with Pilot and Aaron. They've had a couple interactions. I like Zan and Pilot talking. I like when anyone goes and visits Pilot because I feel like Pilot doesn't get up and move. I don't know if Pilot is, like, physically connected to Moya and doesn't go anywhere ever. I feel like Pilot is very fixed. Like, there's no bed, there's no toilet, there's no meals. He's just there. Very curious about Pilot, but also the fact that he's not nearly as intelligent as we think that he is about Moya, that he's learning about Moya every day. I think that that's really awesome. It seems like there's characters that you're just like John just knows everything about everything, but he doesn't, especially in this world. He might know everything about anything that there is to be a scientist, to be an astronaut, like he's very emotionally intelligent, like he can read people very well, but like, he's not reading people anymore. He's reading aliens. So, like, he's thrown for a loop and into, like, these situations where he doesn't know anything either. And I love them learning along the way and about each other. Have I not mentioned anyone? I know I mentioned Aaron. Let's see, Rigel. Rigel's the one that's, like, he's still kind of a pain in the ass, but he's our pain in the ass. He's our Spanky, Sparky, whatever nickname we're going to give him. I know everyone's like, keep track of those nicknames. Believe me, it's hard to miss. It's hard to miss anything John says. Like, I hang on his every word because, one, his pop culture references make me happy. The attempts of being funny and maybe telling a dad joke is fantastic. I think that he's incredibly smart. I think that he's incredibly sensitive. There are so many great things about John. Definitely, my favorite character of the entire show. But I definitely it's hard to say what my next favorite character is. Everybody else, because there's not one person I don't like. Even like little cranky Rigel, like I still am like, oh, Rigel, are you okay? You're frozen. Don't break off his mustache. You're stuck in the mud. You poor thing. Oh my God. I still feel things for Rigel. So, and even Crace. Hello. Didn't see that coming, where I was like, wait a second. I like Crace? I feel bad for Crace? What is going on? And I know the last one, like, where he's got a very sympathetic story where I feel bad for him, where he came from and why he's doing what he's doing. But the fact that he's still vengeful, snapped the neck of his first officer, all of those things just to continue on this revenge mission is something. And I don't know how that ends for him. I wouldn't think well unless he, like, really listens to, like, what John said, and like, it's an accident. It was an accident. Nobody meant to do anything. It just happened. You sometimes you can't do anything about it. It's nobody's fault. Crace wants to blame somebody. I believe Crace is blaming himself mostly because he was supposed to protect his brother. But where he targets that anger and that hatred is towards John, because he's an alien that no one knows about. He's not from a planet that anyone's going to retaliate from. And no one really knows that he needs to go back and be debriefed about everything that his ship has been doing, because he, again, snapped the neck of his first officer. So I'm really, really curious to see where we're going in this episode. Again, I'm starting to think everything's going to start lining up where it's like, storyline wise, chronologically is going to make sense, which I've been fine with the show. I feel like even if it didn't chronologically make sense, I'd be okay with it, because the show's so damn entertaining and the characters are so well written that, like, I don't even think I'd care. But I do care to get into this episode, and I'm really excited. So guys, let's get into it. Did I say episode 8? I think I'm on episode 9. What episode am I on? Carabast! We're on episode 9. I have done that now twice this month. Let me tell you. This has been a crazy, wild, just high highs, low lows roller coaster of a month. 100K problem at work. Just not with me, but like having to like help out somebody who's having a hard time, and then just everything's been all over the place. I don't even know what day it is. Friday. It's Friday. It's Farscape Friday. I'm watching Farscape on Friday, and this is episode 9. So, guys, let's get into it. Wow. Whoa. Is that a planet asteroid? What is that?
If you wish to blink, now would be the time.
Just do it if you're gonna do it.
What is happening? Ah! Ugh. What is happening?
Are you alright, John?
Yeah.
Is Zan okay?
Which of you is next?
You go next.
I told you I'm not participating.
You're not comfortable here, my dear. Is it my reputation?
And the way you
It
look.
is your reputation, Namtar, that led us here.
Who's Namtar?
An honor to meet such a learned scientist as yourself and to take part in his grand experiments.
What? I don't know.
I'm sure that this is worth it.
You do want to go home, don't you, John?
Yeah.
Namtar may have data that Moira is lacking. Data that we're desperately in need of.
Oh goodness, what kind of data?
Like, can't you just take a skin scraping or
If
something?
I were working merely at the double helix level, yes. But to provide you with the information...
So sorry.
Moments. Mere moments.
Oh, I like his makeup design. Oh, I like his thing too, his body design. Oh. Has he been doing experiments on her? Why is she being held together by straps? Oh. This does not sit well with me. My stomach hurts.
I will do each of you in turn. But beautiful Zan, I have chosen to do yours first.
Why? She always seems so grateful, and I'm like, is that passive aggressive?
Enjoy.
Enjoy what?
Our genetic database holds information on nearly 11 million species. It is simple for me to take a genetic sampling of a particular being and pinpoint the location of its origin.
Wow. Oh, John. Is John gonna see the Milky Way?
That's my home.
You're gonna do this for me too, right?
Provide you with a genetic map to your home world, a map that will allow you to make the journey and avoid any peacekeeper jurisdictions along the way.
Oh, Sam's crying.
That is what you came here for.
Poor Aaron.
I am delighted I have the very thing you each desire so strongly.
Yeah, how do you
And now,
pay him?
my price.
Yeah.
Our resources are somewhat, well, limited.
You arrived here aboard a Leviathan ship, did you not?
Don't you freaking dare. Oh,
My
don't
interest
you dare.
isn't in your ship, but in your ship's pilot.
No, don't you dare.
My research will be greatly enhanced by genetic material from such an extraordinary species.
I don't trust it. I don't trust
a
it.
sample like you took from us.
Yes, but I'm afraid I'm going to need a bit more than I asked of you.
How much more?
How much more?
I will require one of your pilot's arms.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not worth it. No. That's how loyal I am to Pilot. You can go to hell. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I do like his design. He reminds me of Doug Jones plays him on Discovery. Oh, I forgot his name. I haven't watched Discovery in I don't know how long, but the way he walks and everything, it's like on hoofs. It looks fantastic. I like his design, but I don't trust him. We're not giving him Pilot's arm. Nope. I'm not going home then. That's how much I care about Pilot. Screw you. What's Aaron so mad about?
Don't you want to analyze it before? You're usually so careful about these things.
Interesting.
Neurotically careful.
Is your tongue numb? You got numb tongue?
What's wrong?
I have to get back to you on that one.
You know, you're no worse off than you were a couple of arms ago. So Namtar didn't have Earth on his data stores.
He didn't? Oh, that's sad.
11 million species. And he couldn't at least narrow it down for me? I mean, sure, he can't pinpoint the exact location, but am I even in the neighborhood here? Sure as hell pinpointed the others, no problem.
Oh, poor John.
What's your problem?
Yeah, what is your problem?
Have you forgotten?
You and the others are trying to get home avoiding peacekeeper territories. My home is peacekeeper territories. It's just that I can't ever go back there.
Yeah.
Ever.
That sucks. I want to find a way where she can.
Have you forgotten?
Oh.
Namtar's demand.
You saw the looks on the others' faces. What makes you think they're going to wait for Pilot to volunteer anything?
Excuse me?
I implore you, just listen.
To what? How dare you?
Namtar has offered us something that we cannot obtain anywhere else.
Think about somebody else for a change.
Sam.
Help ease your pain.
No!
No, go.
No! No! John, Aaron, somebody!
We have upheld our end of the bargain, Namtar.
Yes, you have. Splendidly. And I will uphold mine. It will take me a short while to load the cartographs to all 3 of your homeworlds into the crystal.
I don't know if I can forgive you guys for this.
I sense you don't completely trust me.
You
But
think?
you needn't worry. The crystal will be delivered to your ship shortly.
They had to dismember a person in their crew in order to even... I'm so mad right now. I am beyond mad. Pilot does not deserve this. Can someone please go find Pilot and hug him?
Let us hope the pilot DNA shows better results.
What is it? Oh my god.
Thank you. You are finished. I said you are finished. Don't concern yourself, Crichton. I will be fine. My species has superior regenerative capability.
I don't care.
So you let them cut off one of your arms.
I didn't exactly let them. They have the opportunity to go home. The drive is very
I
strong.
will never
I know,
understand
John.
you people. How can you not be angry?
I would be livid.
Insanely angry.
Maybe he is.
When one of my species is bonded to a Leviathan, we give our lives to the service of others. Ship first, then those who travel aboard her.
No matter what those aboard do to you.
My species is incapable of spaceflight on our own. If we wish to journey beyond our home planet, this is the trade-off we make for the chance to see the galaxy.
It's to be bonded to the Leviathan.
I consider it a perfectly equitable arrangement.
I don't care. It's not right for them to just take it. If he offered it, that's a different story. But screw you people for just taking it.
Do you have something to say to us?
The decision was a hard one, Aaron. But it is done.
How could you?
Yeah, how could you?
Pilot is defenseless.
Compassion from a peacekeeper.
Isn't it wonderful?
You attacked one of your own. Would you do the same to the rest of us?
Great question.
Of course.
Well, you have your maps now. What makes you think you can just take this ship wherever you want to go?
These maps are precisely what we've been longing for.
At what cost?
Pilot will not help you after what you have done to him.
Pilot is a server, sir. He'll get over it.
Screw you, Dargo.
I'll see to it.
I can't believe they did that to Pilot.
I know what is troubling you, my dear. You'll never find your way home. But please do not deny us our chance to find our own.
So mad. So mad. Oh no. Oh, I'm wearing colored mascara today. That's not good.
Pilot says he's gonna be okay.
Are you gonna be
Only one of
okay?
his arms? Hell, he's got 4. I guess that makes you and me the odd men out.
Oh, John, baby, I'm sorry.
That means they're going home and we're not.
So you know
Hey.
what? Let them leave, get
You
a
know,
new
even
damn
with the,
crew.
maps, it's still gonna take them some time to make the trips.
You guys stay in, Moya. You're loyal to Pilot.
And then it's just you and me.
Look, you know, I'm not entirely useless here, you know. I happen to be learning.
That's what I said.
They are going home. And someday, you will too.
Maybe he'll take you.
Sure, if I ever find a way home, yeah.
I was born a peacekeeper soldier. I've always been one among many.
I've never been on my own, John.
When I find a way home, if I find a way home, I'll take you with me.
Me on a planet full of billions of you.
You're elated. I love it for you.
I did not expect Aaron to share our excitement, but Crichton's attitude surprises me.
Really?
If Nemtar's knowledge had extended to Crichton's pathetic home world, you can wager that he would have offered up his own meat box.
No, he wouldn't have. That's not John.
I would risk my Numa for the chance to go home.
Nemtar has no use for that out here. I'm surprised that he has stayed out here in the uncharted territories. His knowledge could bring him great fame and power.
Yeah, you have to wonder why he's still out there.
It would change the basis for war. One single prisoner, and you would have the ability to strike at their very heart.
You would pervert Namtar's genius to a weapon?
Mm-hmm. Shocker.
Somebody will. Why shouldn't it be me?
You still feel pain from the needle?
It's nothing.
And soon forgotten, once we're on our voyage home.
Sure. Voyage home.
My parents will be preparing for the Festival of Predrar. There is no need for them to keep my seat vacant at this cycle's festival.
If you reach there this cycle.
Yeah, who goes first? You guys get to fight over that.
Without my Quilted Blade, you would not have been able to give Nemtar what he wanted. I will make the decisions.
To suit yourself. But it is not as easy as you wish.
I'm happy they're having this
For
argument.
logic and reason.
And what do you suggest?
A fair compromise.
Does he know anything about that? Yeah, you have to wonder why this guy's out in the middle of space. It's because he hasn't gotten what he needs to do what he needs to do.
You are looking for my help?
I wish to participate in your research.
Excellent.
Why now? She knows where to go. She knows where home is.
I know that there are other Sebastian colonies beyond the known territory.
Okay,
I
good.
want you to find me one.
Then we will look for it together. You understand what I'm about to do. Remain absolutely still.
They're not gonna show it again, right? Because I'm not a fan. They did that with Captain Picard and the Borg, and I wasn't a fan then either.
Is that it?
It is done.
When will I know the result?
Why is her eye purple?
It won't be long at all.
I want to know what he's doing with that thing that kind of looked like a pilot, a hybrid thing. I don't know what it was. Obviously a science experiment.
You guys getting all this?
We don't have to get all this. Moira is.
Moya isn't.
Pilot, how are you?
The yachts with pleasantries. What do you mean Moya isn't assimilating the data?
Because what you
Is
did.
that her doing or yours?
I have nothing to do with it.
Moya says no.
Pilot is right. The data is being processed directly by Moya, but there is too much.
It appears your crystal is useless. Lucky for you, you didn't trade anything of real value to get it.
We can access one of the maps, but
Well,
only if we destroy the other two.
you got duped, didn't ya?
Asking for 3 individual crystals.
Ask Nemtar for further help. What will he demand of us then?
If he should ask for it, what body part are you willing to offer, Your Eminence?
Thank you, Pilot. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I am so here for the sass from Pilot.
What the Hasmana do you think you are doing?
John's just watching it go down like, what is wrong with you people? What did they do to Aaron? Did they do something? Did he do something to Aaron because she's a peacekeeper? Why is she sweating?
Where the hell have you been? Look, there's some major crap going down here.
Not so loud.
Yeah, fine. We may have a real problem. Namtar's magic crystal. Well, Larry, Curly, and Mo just found out they can only use one of the maps.
I don't know who to do to, but pick one.
And is this something new, or is just your usual PMS?
Oh, easy, John. Easy, John. The Peacekeeper Military Syndrome might be like a nice way of saying PMS, but it better not be the PMS. That we don't do that. We don't do that.
If you return to Hyneria, you will want to wrest your throne from your cousin. He himself is probably heavily guarded.
My palace sentries are inferior to none.
His palace sentries. However, if you side with me against Zan to return to my homeworld first, imagine returning to your palace with a whole contingent of Luxon warriors at your command.
The lengths that they're willing to go.
Your own people imprisoned you.
My leaders imprisoned me, not my people. If you return me to my people,
That's interesting.
I promise you that you would...
You'll be very forgetful of your debt to me the instant you are safely amongst your own. That's also a Luxon trait. When you're ready to engage in that reasoned discussion we talked of before, you know where to find me and that.
I feel like the crystal is like stuck in his butt. He's like, you'll never find it. Squeak!
Until you starve.
You think I'm not prepared for such eventualities?
Get your rectal eminence. You've been doing some housekeeping.
Pretty sure that was a candy bar. I think I would have enjoyed that. What is happening with Aaron? Whoa, what was that? Oh, I thought she was still on the ship. I was like, she's seeing little people. Why are you going to the bar? I'm very concerned for Aaron. What? Please tell me she just imagined that. He didn't, like, inject her with something and do an experiment on her, right?
What have you done to me?
You are hurting me, my dear.
Good. Cry about it harder.
I have temporarily turned my nerve receptors from pain to pleasure.
This is not like what you did to the others. What have you done to me?
Please, push harder.
I want to be able to do that. That'd be great.
You're in the latter part of phase 1, I suspect.
Phase 1 of what?
Meaning
Please, I don't want to ruin the surprise of phase 2 for you.
Hynerians are extremely devious beings, and Rigel has that crystal so well hidden, we will never find it on our own.
If only I could lay my hands on him.
You would do what?
Whatever it takes to secure that crystal.
They are so dark this episode.
Rigel has been a very useful ally in the past, but now he is enemy.
Agreed. You and I must remain strong, no matter what it takes. And unified.
Unequivocally.
Were they injected with something when they got the stuff in their eye too?
There is clearly something wrong. May I ask what?
It's the DRDs. But it's not just the DRDs, it's the ship's power generator, the hydraulic fluids.
You hear all that?
Not so much hear it as sense it.
But how?
Yeah, what is happening there?
It's not so much the noises as my own thoughts. It's like they're all happening at the same time.
Aaron, come on, I want to take you back down to the planet. Hey, maybe this Namtar guy...
No.
Damn it, Aaron, I'm trying to...
Is she becoming pilot? Like a pilot? Pilot-ish?
He took some of Pilot's DNA, and I went back there. I wanted him to find me a place where I could belong. I didn't want to get left behind. I'm so scared.
I'm scared too. How do you reverse that? That seems irreversible.
Remember what Pilot said about the noise, about your thoughts, string them.
I'm so glad John's here with her.
Easy for him to say. He's been doing it all his life. I'm losing it, John. I'm completely losing it.
Answer's coming out.
I don't think we're losing Aaron as Aaron. I don't think all of a sudden we get like 2 pilots or she's got a Moya herself.
So glad to see you again.
Whatever you've done to her, Namtar, it wasn't part of our deal.
Deal? A deal connotes reaching some point of equality. I'm afraid there's never been anything equal about us. How are you progressing? You should be nearing the end of phase 2 by now.
Oh, God. How do we reverse it? How do we stop it? How do we change it?
You're coming along wonderfully.
Why does he want Pilot?
Please stop this.
Stop it. You, my dear, are making a phenomenal contribution to the approach of sentient life toward perfection, and you want me to stop it?
Aaron, no! You may be the only one who can help you.
Oh. Oh, God. Well, I mean, he probably likes it. He turned off his nerve receptors. Is he able to regenerate? Yep. Not shocked. I'm so not used to John being useless. Not that he's not useless. Like, he's doing some work. Taking care of Aaron. Oh my God, this is so not okay. Has he been, like, doing stuff to all of these people? God, it reminds me of Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, doesn't it? Which I know James Gunn based a lot of that off of this. Wow, this is...
Your wound is shallow. You'll be fine.
Are you gonna help or not?
Leave this place now, while you still can.
Fucking Igor, hunchback in Notre Dame. Not quite sure what she's supposed to be.
He wants to isolate your pilot's multitasking capability through Aaron. He'll do anything to get it.
Why?
Because it's an ability he doesn't possess yet.
He grasps the genetic traits of other species on himself. That's what he set up this lab to do?
He didn't set up this lab.
You did.
I was the project leader. These were my research team.
Oh, I knew it.
You are experiencing a level of intellectual processing few beings ever approach.
As soon as my body reaches a saturation point, you will take the DNA features you desire and discard the rest.
I look forward to experiencing the insight you obviously already possess.
Yeah, she's different already. How do we reverse that? How do we reverse that? This is such a crazy episode from out of nowhere.
No, just stop. Don't force it. Let me try.
If I'd listened to your frodank of an idea about a deal.
Frodank.
When I get out of here, I will enjoy watching him die.
When you get out of here. You gave your word we worked together.
And you gave yours. But I saw you leaving this corridor earlier.
I was merely asking Rigel to see reason.
You guys are both trying to get your way.
Had I succeeded, of course, I would have discussed it with you.
Had you succeeded, you would be on your way to Delvia.
What is going on?
I do not wish to grow old here watching you scratch at that lock like some scabrous scent hound.
They're very different in this episode. I don't know if there's something right or wrong.
Pilot, we don't have a lot of time. In fact, we have no time. We need your assistance.
Without hesitation.
I need a tighter scan of each of the last 3 inert mixtures and all final recounts of psycho batch data.
Working on them all.
Look,
Wow.
if there's anything I can do...
Crichton, I think you should know. Rigel has nearly finished reconfiguring the data on the cartographic crystal.
The crystal that Namtar gave you?
Yeah, why?
Namtar wanted to make certain you couldn't leave even if you wanted to. If you try
Interesting.
to import the maps into the ship's data store, it'll erase everything that's in there.
Erase Moya's memory.
Oh, shit.
Rigel? Rigel!
Go, John, go, 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 go. Oh. Oh my gosh. This episode is stressing me out. He tricked him. Break it. Break, break, break. Oh, but John, run for your life, because Dargo is probably going to want to kill you. Okay, can you explain, John, quickly before...
What have you done?
Before she kills you?
You would have destroyed all of Moya's data. It was never meant to work.
Crichton, pilot here. It's ready.
Y'all need to have a good look in the mirror about what you were willing to sacrifice. Oh my gosh.
I'm afraid your friend Aaron is no longer here. But there is someone else you may be interested in meeting.
Oh God, I'm terrified to see what this looks like. Oh.
How can you do this to her?
Is that how you speak to someone who is fast approaching perfection?
You're a long way from perfection, Namtar.
But nearer possibly than any other corporeal being has ever come. Give credit where credit is due.
Evil. You're so evil.
All species are seeking perfection.
No, they're not.
No, believe it or not, we've had men like you on my planet.
Yeah.
Men of science and medicine, searching for some self-described ideal and willing to maim and murder untold thousands to find it.
Millions?
There was one. His name was Mengele. To him, anyone was fair game as the subject of his experiments.
This Mengele sounds like a visionary.
He was a monster.
Oh, oh! Oh, wow. It's like a gremlin Rigel mix. It's like a rat. Or Salacious Crumb-ish.
God.
Coronata.
Can Coronata do it to herself?
For her, it must be the eye.
Oh, God. I mean, at this point, I'd give up an eye just to be normal again.
What have I done?
You're okay, John. You're okay.
You've saved her life.
Was she gonna go through the same thing that What's-His-Face is gonna go through? Ooh, smiley face. Okay, she's back to normal.
It's a happy face.
It is.
They're food cubes.
No, see the pattern? It forms a...
A smile. You know, that thing that you don't do very often.
Never mind. You would have fit in on Earth. Just fine.
Hey, Pilot, how you doing, buddy? You owe him a huge apology.
Your arm, is it healing?
Of course.
You understand why I did what I did.
Doesn't make it okay.
I also know that Loxans are not given to apologies. It's the device you've been working on so diligently. What do you call it?
It is a Shulquin,
Looks like a
and it is
guitar.
finally finished.
And what manner of weapon is it?
It's not.
It is not a weapon.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Okay, when I tell you that I feel my blood boil, I feel angry, I am so mad. I get that going home's super important, but at what cost? And even if Pilot can regenerate an arm, like, they just took it. He did not consent to that. That is not okay. The shot in the eye was disgusting. Aaron having like the purple happen afterwards, I was like, something's not right. I thought maybe, and I was hoping that like he had injected, you know, Zan and Dargo and Rigel with something that was like making them aggressive or mean, but they really want to go home. And I understand and I get it. boy, am I mad at them. I'm mad at them so much. How could you hurt Pilot like that? Like, they wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for Pilot. It's really interesting, the connection, though, because even the moments that we've had with Aaron and Pilot, where Aaron has gone to talk to Pilot when she was going through her whatever it is, the slow death thing that the Sebaceans go through. And, you know, him trusting her when, like, you know, she was like, I don't know anything with science, and him admitting to her, like, that he knows, like, 25% of, like, what Moya knows, and that, like, you know, a lot of the times he doesn't know what's going to happen. And then her kind of becoming Pilot or a Pilot or whatever his species is, you know, like, it's amazing that, like, what we learn about Pilot in this episode and kind of about our other characters, but that, like, you know, that they can't space travel, and the only way they can is to be tied to Moya or a Leviathan. I thought personally, when they weren't able to get the data off the cube, that Moya was like, screw you guys, I ain't doing this, you hurt Pilot. I thought that would have been like an absolute beautiful thing, but, you know, again, ooh. Again, John is just like the most amazing character on the show. Like, you know, I mean, I think because he's human and he makes human decisions and he feels human emotions, of course, I feel a lot of that. And I would never have sacrificed somebody's body part that they weren't willing to give in order for me to find my way home. Like, to me, that's like, absolutely not. I care more about people in my life that are around me than anything, you know, like, absolutely not. No question asked. Not happening, you know, and John's response was just astonishment. And I don't blame him. And, like, I also don't blame them for wanting to go home, you know, like, and they're like dreaming out loud of, like, you know, like Dargo being like, I will be welcomed back at my family table, and, like, my seat will not be empty. And kind of hearing, like, your people were the ones that, like, banished you. And he's like, oh, it was the leaders. It wasn't my people. Oh, my chair almost fell over. But, like, hearing him say that, like, that kind of gives you a little bit of insight that, like, you know, whoever was in charge of the Luxons and his planet wanted him gone, but not his people. And maybe he was fighting for his people, and that's why he is banished. That's deep. And Zan, you know, like, Zan, like, man, I know she has that darkness in her, and I know that there's a reason why she was imprisoned, and who she is now is something that she has to constantly work at being. And she very much knows how to manipulate using her persuasiveness, which is totally lost on Rigel, because Rigel's like, get away from me, you blue-assed woman. The fact that he said that twice and then was just like, you're so blue, is very racist. But at the same time, very Rigel. You know, all of them wanting to get home and showing how cutthroat they would be to do it, that makes me feel differently about them. It really does. That they don't care about the other people that are in their life and how selfish that they can be, and that they're not willing to find a compromise or a way around it, or, like, you know, asking Pilot kindly, what else can we do? Why does it have to be an arm? Like, you know, asking more questions instead of like, what do you need? That? Oh, okay, gone. Here you go. Send me home. You know, it definitely makes me feel differently about them. And, you know, my heart breaks for Erin, because it's just like, they're trying to get away from the Peacekeepers. She was one of the Peacekeepers. Where can she go? And John, being the wonderful human being that he is, and even I said it, is just, go home, go to Earth, go be with John. I know it's not the Sebaceans, I know it's not Peacekeepers, but you will fit in physically. You won't feel, they won't treat you like an alien, right? Because Lord knows, this universe got lucky that John was the one that appeared, because if another scientist, Dr. Mengele, were to go, oh, the bloodthirstiness that would happen of like, well, let's just tear everybody apart. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so interested to see on how all these aliens tick. You know, like this universe has no idea how lucky that they got John, the most kind, compassionate, empathetic being that could possibly travel through space, and that he is very scientifically curious, but not to a point in which he will change himself and become somebody different in order to make that happen. I have so much anger in me right now. So much that I just like want to cry because I love John so much. And like Erin, like, you know, like when she's becoming pilot, she's experiencing something different, but she's still her inside. And it didn't change who she was. It maybe expanded on her a little bit, and like, you know, hearing all the voices and the multitasking and everything. But, you know, like who she is inside is a good person. And them calling her out for being compassionate. Like, look what John's done. Look what John's done. I dare say made her a better human being, even though she's not one. So upset. And I don't care if Dargo made a guitar and is playing a nice little tune for Pilot. Pilot didn't deserve that. So upset. What a day for me to wear purple mascara, because that definitely... I don't even know. Did I throw that one? There's a Kleenex down there. I'm pretty sure that one has purple mascara on it. This was not a good day to wear the purple. I forgot that it runs when I cry, so... Well, we've seen what our crew is capable of when they are faced with the decision of going home, and what they're willing to do to the people around them. Now, if Erin wasn't a peacekeeper and she wanted something equally, I don't know if she would have behaved the same way. And I like how complex her story is, because she just can't go home. She's left alone. She's always been in a group. She's always been part of something. And she still is. John made sure she knew that. He's just such a wonderful human. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people would be very confused for me to say this, that it has nothing to do with how he looks and everything to do with who he is. You know, like, it's a nice little package that's presented to us, but like, he's such a good person. And to have him with this group, like, can only make them better. I love this show. I love this show so much. They've got a secret is the next one. I'm sure they do. Who be they? Who be they? But it's really interesting, because a lot of people have told me that James Gunn absolutely loved Farscape, and that the Guardians of the Galaxy is modeled after a lot of this, and actually Ben Browder is in Guardians of the Galaxy. Personally, like, I can see the influence left and right. This asteroid kind of looked like Nowhere, which, if you guys haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy, that sounds really stupid. But like, it really very much reminded me of Nowhere. It looked like it had teeth. It looked like it used to be a living being, even though it's an asteroid, you know. I see a lot of that influence in a lot of the stuff that we see in this, and I can't believe that this was made so long ago, because I think it looks great. Like, even, oh God, what's his name? Namtar is his name, and I forgot what I was going to say. I had to like wait for forever and a day for it to pop up in the captions, because it being an old series, it doesn't just pop up, and I don't want to be like, Google Namtar and then get like, comes back in season 3, and I'm like, what? But I'll say that like, when they inject him and he starts to dissolve, I was like, that looks dope. Like, it's not the best graphics, but I would say like, a hell of a lot better than Indiana Jones. And then what he was afterwards, I was just like, is that Salacious Crumb-ish? Is it a crumb of Salacious Crumb? A little salacious nugget? I love being me. But, you know, the alien designs on this, like, I was thinking Doug Jones. Oh, you know what? That one I can look up. I cannot believe that I, like, forgot what his name is on Discovery. Saru. Yes, Saru. Oh my God, I loved Saru. His whole story was just amazing. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that with like the stilt work and all of that. And I really liked that alien design. And even Erin's like prosthetic work looked so good. It looks so good. So good. The show is so old, and it's people were like, oh, some stuff doesn't age well. I think it looks great. I think that the story is great. I think that it's relevant for the times. I thought personally he was going to say like something about Hitler and genocide. And I definitely am like, oh yeah. And then he was like Dr. Mengele. And I was like, that too. Yeah, that's just such a great show. Such a great show. I'm trying to think of everything that I witnessed and that I saw. You know, like we saw Zan cry. She really wanted to go home. Like she didn't care how she got there. The same thing with Dargo. The same thing with Rigel. Rigel would probably not be welcomed with open arms. He probably would have a fight if he got back. I think that they all need each other and they don't really realize it yet. And Dargo was so close by saying like, if we go back to my world, then my world will have an army that will fight for you. And they like kind of don't understand that they need each other through all of this. And I think John's very aware of that. Pilot, personally, I don't know how he doesn't hold a grudge. I don't know how he's not mad. John even saying that is just like, how are you not angry? I mean, I was devastated. I was upset. I'm still mad at them. And I might be for a while. If they walk near Pilot, I'll be like, don't cut anything off, you know, for your own personal gain. That's not fair. That's not fair. Again, I understand why. But like, he said no. Come up with a different plan. There's got to be another way to get star charts. Like, obviously, this show goes on for a while. There has to be another way to get star charts. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and at least up to one episode early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Ooh, boy, what did you think of this episode? Were you just as angry as me? I cried. I love and adore Pilot, and I will protect him with my life. I love the humanity of John. I love the character progression that we are getting with Aaron, and I absolutely was so mad at Zan and Rigel and Dargo. So angry. And I love the little DRDs that like they were like helping fix Pilot because he's part of Moya. Like, he is part of Moya. I still think Moya was just like, I ain't doing shit for you people. That ain't nice. But I'm sure Moya is like this just absolute heart of gold. Oh gosh. Is Pilot, well, I think Pilot a part of her brain? He doesn't know everything that she knows, though. Was Pilot her heart? Look, I absolutely love Moya and Pilot, and if you hurt either one of them, you're gonna have to deal with these. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means in this case, but guys, come back here for the next episode. I might still be angry about it. I might watch it in 5 minutes. I might watch it in 5 days. I don't know. This is the first time where I've been so disappointed and angry at a couple of our crewmates and like so heartbroken for others. And maybe the next one will be fun. Maybe it'll be a funny one. It'll be a comedy. Loads of laughs and helium toots and squeakers and I don't know. Who knows? That one was a heavy one, but they've got a secret? Doubt it. I'm sure it's dark. I'm sure it's horrifying. I'm sure I'm gonna love it. Oh, give me some more of that alien work. I love it. All right, guys. Before I sit here and stew more, I'm gonna go have some spicy ramen. I hope you guys have a good snack after this at least. Hopefully better than the food bars that look like chocolate. Still appetizing, but you know, put it in the shape of a smiley face. Just for me. All right, guys. All right. I'll see ya. Funny little gal. 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 This is me without alcohol. All right. Bye.